Alright, so in this video we're checking out another small EDC flashlight from WURKKOS. This is the HD03, and you can have the orange color here, just come in the olive green, and there's also a blue color in the box. You get the flashlight, of course. You get a USB-C to USB-C cable for charging, and you get this for I guess a wrist rest, or wrist strap, or some sort of lanyard to carry it on something, and it has this little loop here that you're going to fish through that hole right there, so you can kind of hang it off of something like a backpack or something like that. And it does come with this clip. We'll talk about this more in a second. It also comes with a pretty big manual, like all these EDC flashlights, with instructions on how all the modes work, and they do include a flowchart with all of the modes, and I'm going to go through this, but feel free to pause the video if you want to look at this a little bit closer. In terms of the important specs, they're all on the back of the box here. There are two main modes. There's a spotlight mode and a floodlight mode, and that is triggered via this switch here on the side. The top position here is the spotlight mode, and then the bottom position here is the floodlight mode. So spotlight is a more narrow beam, and I think that's like around 18 degrees, and then the floodlight is a much wider beam. I believe it's like closer to 90 degrees. And in each of the modes you have different light levels. In the floodlight mode, which is a wider beam, the light levels are quite a bit lower. As you can see, even turbo, it's about half, 680 to 320, and then you have the corresponding runtime here on a full charge. In moonlight mode, 1 lumen, it's going to be very long, 36 hours, and then as you increase the luminosity level, the runtime goes down. So as you can see here, in the full turbo mode, it is at most an hour and 10 minutes on a full charge. It is IPX6 waterproof rated, drop rated to 1.5 meters, and here's the weight and also the dimensions. It takes about an hour and 20 minutes to fully charge. Alright, so taking a look around the light itself, typical aluminum, probably 6061, got a nice little metal clip here, very solid spring mechanism, and it is rubberized here on both sides, so it doesn't make a snapping sound. It's a very dull sound, very nice. I believe this here is magnetic, so got a little metal ruler here, and you can have it, it sticks on no problem. So you can stick it on anything that's metallic, and like a wall or a panel or something, and you can then attach the light to that if you want to be hands-free. I think in a sort of hiking situation, probably best use is clipping this onto like a backpack strap, for example, and then the light wave pointing in your direction of travel is probably what most people are going to be using it for. Got a USB-C port here for charging, and of course you want to make sure that this is securely in there to maintain your waterproof rating. You can see I pressed the button here, turned it on. There's an LED here, and when you press it, the light turns on, and then this little light turns, and you can see it's kind of a green color. When it is lower in battery charge, it'll be orange, and then it'll turn red. And the percentage of charge is based on the light here. So orange is 20 to 50%, and then red is 1 to 20%. Alright, so I'm going to demonstrate all the different modes and functions really quickly. So in the off position here, if you long press the button, this will go into the moonlight mode, which is that 1 lumen, and then you long press the button, it'll go into the next level. So that is low, medium, that's high, that's turbo, and then back to low. So the only way to get into moonlight is to long press the button. So if I short press the button, I'll turn it off. If I short press the button again, that is the low position, and you can see it's pretty bright even on low. But then if you long press it, this is the moonlight 1 lumen. So that's, you can see how much less bright that is. So this is the lowest level. If you want to get to the lowest level, you long press that button, and that gives you the moonlight mode. And that's the same for whether you're in spotlight or in the floodlight mode. So you can see if when I switched it to floodlight there, I just swapped it over, it got brighter. So let's go and turn it off. Let's go back into moonlight mode. There we go. You can see in moonlight mode, then these outer LEDs are on, and then the other mode, let's go back, let's turn this off. Let's go back into, so that was floodlight, this is spotlight mode. I flip the switch up, and then moonlight mode actually powers on the inside LED, so it's kind of interesting. Let's turn that off, and then if you just short press the button, that goes into the low mode. Go back to the floodlight mode and short press the button, and that looks about the same. So when I do the demo outside at night, we'll try and demonstrate what the difference is between the two modes in terms of the beam width, because it's going to obviously, it's not going to look different here on the desk. So if you want to go into the turbo mode straight, what you want to do is turn the light on first, and then double press the button. So 1, 2, and we get the super bright turbo mode, and then turn it off, and then press the button again. That goes back into whatever level you were at previously, and then press the button again, and it'll turn it off. Alright, to access the strobe, SOS, and beacon modes, you're going to turn the light on first. So just a warning, you're going to see some flashing lights here, so if you're sensitive to that, you might want to fast forward through the video. So we're going to turn the light on first, and then we're going to triple press the button, so 1, 2, 3. Got your strobe mode. And then get to the next mode, we're going to double press. This is the SOS mode. And then double press again. This is the beacon mode. Then double press again, we get back to the strobe mode, and then short press the button, and then we get back to the light being on. Alright, so to access the RGB LED modes, you're going to double press the button when the light is off, and then you get your colors here. This is kind of a purple color. And to cycle through the colors, you're going to long press the button, just hold, press and hold. And we're going to go through all the colors here. Got your green, blues, kind of slowly going through purple, orange, green, etc. If you want to do the strobe mode, you double press the button. And we got your strobe mode in that particular color. And then there's a bunch of other different RGB modes here. If you double press, and you can cycle through those. So double press again. We got your, let's see, we got your red and blue strobe light. Double press again to get to the next mode. And this is cycling through the different colors. So you got your purple, blues, and it's going to green in this mode here. And then double press the button again. I got this rainbow pattern here, so let me see if I can adjust the camera settings. Alright, so I had to adjust the shutter on my camera so you can see this. In real life, you can see the colors really well. It doesn't really show up that well on camera. So this is it's like a rainbow mode, I guess, and just kind of cycling through all the colors there, kind of in a circular pattern. And the next mode, double press again. We got a blue color kind of going around in a circle there. And it looks like it is cycling through the different colors slowly. So it's green right now. It was kind of a yellowish color. Now it's kind of turning orangish. And now we're kind of red now in this color, so it's cycling through the colors in this sort of circular pattern very slowly, kind of going to like magenta and purple. So we'll double press the button again. And now we're back to the solid green, or we've got a sort of a strobe color here. It's going through the different colors, red and purple. It's sort of a pulsating color or pulsating pattern. And another circular pattern with cycling through the different colors. So yeah, a lot of different options here for the RGB light. Alright, so at this point, let's go ahead and go to a dark area and test out the light and see how it does. Alright, so I'm in the garage here. We're going to just do a quick demo of the beam width here of the light. Go ahead and turn it on. You can see here's the spotlight mode, and the moonlight mode, so not much to notice here. Very low light. Go to the next level, there's low. You can see how it's kind of more of a narrow beam width. It's like 18 degrees. So I'm going to bump this up as medium, high. There's turbo. So when it's that much light, it spreads around all over the place. Okay, we want to turn it off and turn this back on again. And here's turbo again. So you can see it's very, very bright. Okay, we'll go ahead and turn this off and then switch this over to floodlight mode. There's moonlight mode, 1 lumen. There's low, medium, high, and there's turbo. And you can see that it's about 90 degree beam width. It spreads out quite a bit more, but it's not as intense. This is turbo. It's not quite as intense. Probably it's hard to see on camera, at least and when I'm looking at it, it definitely is not as intense. Go ahead and turn this off. And switch this back over to the spotlight mode. And again, go right straight to turbo. So yeah, so when it's at the maximum brightness, it's hard to tell. You can tell that the center is definitely more intense in the spotlight mode. And let's just do another test here. I think if you do spotlight mode in, say, one of the lower levels, here it's more obvious. This is low. This is a low or medium, I forget. So, and then we'll go back to the floodlight mode. Let's turn this off. Turn it back on again. Sorry, turn it on again. That's low. That's medium. Yeah, so that's basically the difference. So it's a little bit less intense, and the light is a little bit more spread out in the floodlight mode versus the spotlight mode. Anyway, that's going to do it for this video. If you guys have any questions, let me know in the comment section below. There'll be a link to this down in the video description if you guys want to pick this up. It's on sale right now, I believe, through I think July 11th or something like that. So probably within over the next few days after this video is out, and I should be able to pick this up for like under $20. A pretty good deal for this light. Anyway, that'll do it for this video. Talk to you guys in the next one.